These are the reasons why we wish these films would transform or roll out.
Well, I guess I didn't get that memo.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons people hate the Transformers movies. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be going over the reasons why the live-action adaptations in this beloved franchise have become despised by critics and fans alike, despite their financial success. For the record, we're not saying they're without redeeming factors, but there are a lot of reasons to hate them, and they're hard to ignore without figuratively turning off our brains.
You're wrong.
Number 10. Women are depicted as sex objects.
Michaela! It's Sam! With Ricky?
Michael Bay. This is just the first of many issues on this list that maybe can be explained with those two words. But let's go into a bit more detail. The number of named female characters from every film in this series can probably be counted on one hand. And most are treated as little more than eye candy for the teenage boy demographic that Bay's often accused of catering to as a director.
Sounds cute, I can't wait.
Even the extras are often subject to gratuitous, borderline pornographic framing on screen. Girls can like robots in disguise too, so it's a little alienating and short-sighted that so few of the female characters are given as much personality as their male counterparts.
Just a good luck charm. Help you think positive.
Number 9. Excessive American patriotism.
And this is America.
Yeah.
It's all right to love one's country, but there is an overwhelmingly unnecessary amount of patriotic symbolism present in these films. The American military is prominently featured in every installment, with several major characters serving either as soldiers or as officers in the armed forces.
All right, team, grab your chutes!
Despite their significant presence, their contributions to the plot can vary wildly between entries, ranging from essential to negligible. Perhaps Bay is trying to make up for the patriotic misfire that was Pearl Harbor.
We're gonna believe. We're gonna make America believe too.
But if you're in the mood for a drinking game, take a drink every time an American flag appears on screen, and see if you can stay conscious until the credits. Dad! Number 8. Driven by product placement.
You like music? The pill.
While some of the product placement makes some sense, given that the Transformers do turn into vehicles after all, it doesn't end with motor cars or aeroplanes. Brands of anything and everything are on full display here, including but not limited to soft drinks, musical groups, toys, and electronics. Even foreign products get their spotlight, starting with the 4th film, which has a large portion of the story set in China for little to no reason. Sure, the original cartoons were literally made to sell toys, but the movies didn't have to try to sell us everything else too.
Cool, Mom!
Number 7. Juvenile humor.
I am directly below! Enemy scrotum!
Where do we even begin with this one? These movies can feel like a constant barrage of jokes so lowbrow that even Neanderthals would turn their noses up at them.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get that thing to stop, huh?
Pee jokes, penis jokes, robots humping humans, dogs humping dogs, the list goes on and on. Yes, juvenile humor can be funny when used in tandem with other types of humor, or when it's in a straight-up comedy. But in a film series allegedly about transforming robots from outer space, potty humor feels at best out of place, and at worst, like empty, cheap padding.
Mojo, no dominating Frankie.
Number 6. Racist stereotypes.
This looks like a cool place to kick it.
Racial sensitivity can be a difficult issue to grasp, but with these films, it's like no one in charge has even heard of the term.
Hey, mammy! Oh, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head.
The most obvious offenders are in the first 2 films, with the first featuring several buffoonish black characters and Transformers that speak almost entirely in Ebonics, and the second breaking all kinds of new ground in robot racism.
Papa Cap his ass on me the truck and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me.
But it's not limited to black stereotypes either. Nope, there are plenty of Asian stereotypes.
Sensei, with your fate unknown, Bumblebee has held command.
Like the samurai-like yellow-faced Autobot in the 4th film, and of course, Deep Wang. Do robots even have races?
I'm Wang. Deep Wang. Deep Wang.
Number 5. they don't respect the source material.
My name is Optimus Prime.
It's perfectly possible to make a film adaptation that's both accessible to the average viewer and satisfies hardcore fans. Unfortunately, that does seem to be the exception rather than the rule. And here, it's more than just the little tweaks as well, although there are plenty of those to annoy fans. Case in point, Optimus Prime having a mouth.
Whole generations lost.
Just imagine your favorite franchise becoming associated with shoehorned product placement, objectified female characters, racist stereotypes, chest-thumping patriotism, and dogs humping. And that should give you some idea of how hurt some Transformers fans are by these movies.
This is such a mistake.
Number 4. Obnoxious or annoying characters.
My little baby booty boy, you can't go.
Sometimes flaws in a film series can be overlooked when the characters are likable and fun to watch. For many, this is not the case with the Transformers series. Firstly, the main human protagonists are often cited as unsympathetic and/or whiny.
You know, I'm a normal kid with normal problems.
The fact that none of them experiences much character growth over the course of a single film or the series in general is another common criticism. Then there's the abundance of so-called comic relief characters, whose personalities are often one-note caricatures of racial, cultural, or gender stereotypes, and whose only contribution to the plot is to scream at events unfolding around them, rather than contribute anything meaningful to the story.
They're sending that 22s to the city!
Number 3. The action is hard to follow.
I'll drive, you shoot!
Considering how much slow motion is used in the Transformers movies, it can be tremendously difficult to figure out just what's going on in a lot of the fights. Part of it is the designs of the Transformers themselves, which can be difficult to tell apart even when they're standing still, let alone when they're slamming into one another. Another major factor is how the action, particularly the fight scenes between Transformers, is filmed. It usually involves a lot of shaky cam and extreme close-ups. While this does give the audience members a sense of immediacy with the fights, it can also cause confusion, or worse, motion sickness. Number 2. The writing.
Humans don't deserve to live. They deserve to choose for themselves. And you will die with them.
Many of the issues with the series would be far less noticeable, or at least more forgivable, with better writing. Michael Bay can be a competent enough director when he's given good material, but the live-action Transformers movies can be incredibly formulaic, often hitting the same beats every single time.
Turn that machine on. No more sun. Not on my watch.
Human protagonist gets involved with Transformers because bad guy wants a thing. Some comic relief, government bad, military good, some more comic relief.
I'm going to ask you to speak into the mouthpiece very clearly.
I'm in the middle of a war!
And then an overlong final battle. Oh, and we haven't even mentioned the plot holes. Fans could be a bit more forgiving if the plots and characters were written with a modicum of respect, dignity, or even thought. But these concepts are rarely demonstrated.
I'm literally gonna kill you.
Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
We have been watching you a long, long time.
Number 1. They focus on the humans too much.
Where is the cube? The humans have taken it.
As a narrative device, focusing on the humans to introduce audiences to the idea of the Transformers actually works well, the first time. But turning them into Godzilla-like movie monsters doesn't really work when they're intelligent beings with actual motivations, no matter how hard these films try to convince us otherwise.
We will kill them all.
It drives fans crazy that the humans have not only made the Transformers secondary characters in their own movies, but also that they're more cartoonish and unsympathetic than the robots.
I'm slave to no one.
Why does a series called Transformers not want to give fans some Transformers? Unlike the 80s animated film, these movies may have the power. They haven't got the touch.
Until that day, till all Part 1.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.